Hi, everybody. I am Nate Manahan, and I'm one of the co-founders of POS Choice. And we've been working on trying to create some new content as we're startup for restaurant technology for a couple months. We've been working on some new things. And over the last week, we just realized, you know what we just really want to do right now is we want to celebrate restaurants. For over 5 years, I've been helping restaurants with their technology needs. I have never been more in love with restaurants, whether quick service, fast food, fast casual, full service dining, bars, nightclubs, food trucks. I love restaurants, and I love restaurant operators, and I love talking and hearing the stories and seeing all the things that are going on. And one of the things I have learned about restaurant operators, owners, people working in the restaurant business is they are resilient. You are a resilient group, and a group that fights. And often you have such slim margins and are always fighting for it. And we now know that we're in a new reality. And it's going to be an interesting road in the next weeks, months to come. And we know that there's going to be some restaurants probably that don't make it. And we know that there's already lots of restaurant employees that are having to file for unemployment. And we're seeing all kinds of changes as we fight this COVID-19 coronavirus, as we band together, as we unite together. And I just thought one of the things I want to do over the next couple episodes, I don't know exactly how long I'll do this up daily if I can, is I just want to collect some stories of things that I see in the restaurant world, both in person. I'll share a couple of those, but also just things I'm seeing over the internet and maybe stories you'll share with me. I'd love to see those in the comments section of restaurants. They're doing innovative things, doing things to serve their community. And so I just chose, I think about 7 or 8 of them today that I just want to look at and kind of celebrate what's happening in restaurants. And I want to take a look that maybe it's a little different than what we've been taking. So I'm going to bring up my computer. I think the audio is still playing on the song, so I apologize for that. Hopefully you are hearing me well. And if you're not, I'll delete this later since I'm doing this live. I'm not editing this. I'm not streaming this. I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm just here. And I wanted to highlight, so a couple weeks ago, I went to the first time to Helium Comedy Club in downtown Indianapolis. And I know it's a chain, it's a network of them. But I noticed this, they sent me this message last night that they had started a GoFundMe for their staff. And this is one place where there's not an option for them to do carry out. It's not an option for them to do delivery. They were a nightclub, and they were internal inside of a building, and there was no way that they're going to be able to do that. And so I noticed this is one thing, I priced 20 or 30. I just chose one local to me that I've seen some on GoFundMe, restaurants doing this, because we know, look, the day-to-day operations are what fund all the staff. And when we have had to cut and furlough some of that staff, certainly we're waiting for them to be able to get their unemployment, but there's going to be middle times that we need to band together and help each other out. And the customers and consumers, and I saw multiple stories here in my Indianapolis market of people leaving larger than average tips, and times that I would not even, maybe leave a full tip when I'm doing a carry out and there's not a server. I'm leaving tips in trusting that the people that are running the restaurants are going to make sure that goes to where that needs to be. And so this is one I thought was interesting. They're a comedy club. I liked they were showing their pictures of all the people and the staff that were there. And simply in light of this current global situation, we have closed the doors to all of our venues across the country. This was not made an easy decision. And these donations will go directly to the teams. I won't read, but you can certainly go to GoFundMe and search that. Another one, this is the one that, this is a couple hours north. And this is a restaurant that I used to go to, but I haven't been to in a while, and is where I grew up in Warsaw, Winona Lake, Indiana. And a great restaurant, a lot of sushi and bento boxes. But I thought they were doing something very interesting, and I've seen this, is in this time of crisis, as you have to change things and do things differently as a restaurant, we're seeing restaurants actually jumping in and changing their menu. and they've never done family style for menu for adults serving. And I just thought they have a whole new menu. They're doing obviously built in with they're trying to limit their exposure in the kitchen and things they're doing, having a unique menu Wednesday through Saturday, Monday through Wednesday. Where you can pre-order and then pick up between 4:30 and 7:30 a full family style meal that you can take and serve with your family. And I just thought that was a great idea. And I've seen lots of places that are changing up their menu, doing things that are different. One that I may highlight later is a local bar and pub that I go to that's never served breakfast, but they realize there's a need for people that need to be able to have breakfast in their neighborhood. And so they're serving breakfast to be able to do to go and for ordering. Next, I wanted to highlight an organization. Someone may probably say it's a competitor of some of the things that I serve, but I wanted to highlight what Toast is doing. They launched Rally for Restaurants, and Toast is doing some great things as we fight this COVID-19. And they took their platform, knowing that they could connect us to be able to find a restaurant and buy gift cards across their platform. Now, here's one of the things I would say. It doesn't just have to be Toast users. This is what this is just Toast users when you do it. But go and buy a gift card from a restaurant. And if you're a restaurant owner and operator, I'd love to know, how does that help you? How can we share that message with others that buying a gift card and knowing that you're going to use that probably 30, 60, 90 days back when you're open, how does that help you continue to sustain during this time? Toast has done a great job. They have, I think down here, if I link to it, they have the managing your restaurant. This is a whole section on different things, the resources they're putting together to manage your restaurant during this crisis. And so they have a whole bunch of resources, newsletters, communications, different sanitizations. It's a great resource, and I want to commend Toast for what they're doing to help restaurants during this time. So Eric Cacciatore is a person I've listened to for a while. He hosts, I think it's 700 podcast episodes total. I think I don't know, 702 the podcast. But now, since this Restaurant Coronavirus Chronicles, he's done multiple episodes in the Chronicles here. And I forget, I think it's like 8 different episodes. I haven't been able to listen to them all. They're interviews, people dealing with the day-to-day, hour-by-hour updates and interviews. He's got multiple episodes you can see here just on the coronavirus. If you're not listening to Eric Cacciatore, I would encourage you to do it. He's interviewing those who are directly there. Here's the difference between unpaid leave, furloughed, laid off, reduced compensation, employees' rights. It's a great episode. I've listened to that one. I would really encourage you to jump on and listen to Restaurant Impossible. And man, 10 episodes just this last couple days. He is working hard. It's not easy to get the interviews and put all the posts together and everything that he has done, but I want to commend him for what he is doing to help restaurants across the United States and around the world for what they're doing. Let's try speaking of around the world. I chose one today when I was looking around. I've never been to this restaurant. Maybe someday I will again be able to travel to the UK. I think this is in Chelsea. It was Pavilion Road, and I just cut their Instagram post, caught my eye because they are advertising that within 5 miles they will ride their bike and deliver food to you. As long as that was still within the rules. I believe it is still today. This was 2 days ago when they posted this. And I just thought, well, this is not something I see in the U.S. very often, is the food delivery like this. And I just thought that was really, we've got to figure out ways to do online ordering. We've got to figure out ways to do takeout and delivery. And this is definitely a unique way. And if you're in an urban setting where you can deliver food like this, man, these cargo bikes look really cool. I wanted to commend that. If this fusion restaurant, I've not been, I've heard about these. These are across the state line in Ohio for me. I think they are in Ohio, in Cincinnati, Columbus, Dayton, and I think maybe one in Toledo. You can see it's Fusion with an A-N. They do some really interesting food, but I thought it was here, they've kind of turned from a restaurant and saying, hey, into a grocer. And so one of the things I noticed here is they will actually deliver your food, your groceries, and help you with the whole meal kits. And here's their stay home, get groceries. Here's their Fusion family meal kits. They have the food. It looks like really cool, unique things. Hey, make these at home. 4 people delivered for $1. They're here to help families, and I thought they were doing some really great things. Their social media is bright, sharp, vibrant, and they obviously have an engaged community, and they're doing things to help groceries and restaurants and help what they're doing and providing the food. Not only can you have the food delivered but you can also do the self-prepare. And I think that was a really cool, something I noticed. Another group that was doing this is go out to that was here in the Midwest. Let's swing back out to the West Coast. I thought this was a great little piece here. Order your emergency taco kit right here at Gorilla Tacos. And here's what involved in our emergency taco kit. You get a roll of toilet paper, 5 pounds of roasted chicken, 5 pounds of carne asada, salsa. You can read that, all for $149, 30 eggs. It's a mixture between the food and the groceries that you need. And I thought that was brilliant. A true Angelino survival pack during these crazy and uncertain times. And I love it when businesses are doing unique things, doing things that show ingenuity. And that really is why I wanted to call this Restaurant Heroes, those who are standing up, stepping out, innovating, doing things to say, I'm going to do everything I can to serve the community around me, to help me sustain what I'm at in my business, help keep as many employees here as possible, to inform as many people of what's going on, whether you're a podcast. And I just thought this was a cool thing as we look back and looking there. Then let me swing back here. Oh, has my computer frozen over there? It has, hasn't it? I am so sorry. I've been sharing some really cool ideas here and not doing it. So let me see if I can refresh that capture. And there we go. I realized I made a change, and I apologize. Just before I got on, I switched my motion of my screens. So let me go back. This has been live, and so I'm going to go back. If you're watching this live, I apologize. I'll probably do this again at some point and put this out here. But I will highlight this one last one. This was the Aeronaut Brewing Company. What I liked here is they are a microbrewery, it looks like in Boston, Massachusetts. I have not been out there, or in Somerville, sorry, a little outside. But they can't have their tasting room open because it's against the rules. But you can. They've quickly made it so you can online order and pay, pre-order, and walk in and actually do the payments there. And so I thought that was a really cool way for them to be able to do that. You can pay, and here I think it shows you pickup hours are 2 to 8 and 12 to 6, and you can show up and actually make those payments during that time. I was really encouraged by all what these businesses are doing. So let me go back and highlight briefly the ones I was highlighting today, since you didn't see all the pictures that I was showing earlier. I apologize. I think this is where it was frozen. The Helium Comedy Club staff of Indianapolis, people were supporting that. People are using GoFundMe. I would guess it's probably in the hundreds. I haven't searched since this morning. Cerulean Restaurant with their unique change of menu and focusing on a family-style menu for $40 per meal. What a great way. Toast is doing a great job providing information for us, including, let me go back to the screen here, this rallyforrestaurants.com. I liked that domain a lot. Eric Cacciatore and his Restaurant Unstoppable podcast, and he's doing a great job here, keeping us up to date. Over 10 episodes and just this week, just on things connected to the coronavirus. It is so much work what he's doing and putting all the guests together, doing the interviews, and then getting the production and putting it up. And he's doing that for the community of restaurant operators across the U.S. and around the world. Pavilion in the U.K. doing, man, I just want to have that bike pull up and give me some food. Fusion doing some unique things with their creation of food and home delivery. And just doing, let me switch over to their Instagram page here, because that was one of the things they did a great job showing their meal kits, their grocery, they're here to serve, and kind of giving an update. Great job on social media, great job being innovative and creative and doing how they're providing food and services to the communities that they're in. And then the emergency taco kit from the Gorilla Tacos in Los Angeles, California. And lastly, we talked about in Massachusetts, the Aeronaut Brewing Company. Back to the camera here. Over the next couple days, I'm going to collect stories. So the team that I work with, we're looking for stories of restaurant heroes, people who are stepping above, going above and beyond, helping. Maybe it's whether serving their community, doing something innovative to help keep their business a little bit of afloat. What are people doing and trying to do to help each other? This is a trying time for restaurateurs, for small and medium businesses as a whole. And one of the things I just want to do is say, hey, look, there are a lot of people doing innovative things. I hope I can bring more interactive stories here and just continue to bring content that is encouraging to the community of restaurant operators across the U.S. Man, I'm doing everything I can. In fact, I'm going to order my dinner from a local independent restaurant here in the greater Indianapolis area here in just a little bit, serving that to my family because I want to make sure that restaurateurs and restaurant owners and operators and all the staff know that I'm here as much as I possibly can. I wish I could do more. And I'm going to do everything I can to tell the stories, do everything I can to help put my dollars where they need to be. And so if you have other stories, put them in the comments here, whether on YouTube or Facebook. I would love to see those stories. Thanks, and I hope you guys are having a great afternoon as much as possible in this different and changing world. As you watch this, please tell me your stories. What are you going through? Let's work through this together. If there's things and obstacles that you're doing, I don't know that I can help, but I certainly would like to try. We're looking things up for people. Anybody has a question, we're going to try to help, and maybe the community can help and continue to help each other. Thanks, and have a great rest of Thursday afternoon.